Greetings, welcome back. It's Heidi with Heidonian Living, and today's segment is on the explanation of the book Recviewmendation. So I'll be sharing with you a little bit about what to expect when I do book recommendations. These are my personal book reviews and recommendations combined into one, because by nature I would prefer to only share the good books or better. So my rating system will really have 4 tiers. The first is a good book. The next level is a great book. And then the third level will be really great books because they're really good, but they're just so close, but not quite enough to make it to the top echelon, which is must read life changers. And there'll only be a handful of books there. Over 20 plus years of reading, not counting my youthful years of reading when, it was more because I had to for an assignment or something for fantasy. My reading now mainly focuses on personal and spiritual growth or things that are going to call greatness out of myself or greatness out of others to lead us to more of who we're called to be. And so just know if I take the time to do a book recommendation on Heidonian Living, that it's going to be worth your time to read the book if I even mention it at all. So some of the things that I'll include in a book recommendation is, of course, the author's style, a little bit of the content. I want to share enough of the content to entice you to go buy a copy of the book yourself. And by a copy, I mean good old-fashioned paper. I know some of you are probably cringing, but for me anyway, I just know I retain so much more. I love to be able to refer back to it. I know you can do all those things electronically, but for me personally, I just know I retain it better if I can have paper. Maybe I'm silly, maybe I'm crazy, but I challenge you to try the same. But of course, as with everything on Heidonian Living, I want you to customize it to you. And so if you know, hey, I will never keep track of a paper book or I'll never go buy it, I'd much rather you download the audio or get the e-version or whatever than to not read the book at all. So the whole point here is progress, right? Not perfection, but to move forward with your growth, because the only thing that's really going to be different about you in a year or 5 years or 10 years is the people you've interacted with, the books you've read, and how those things impact what you think, really. So book recommendations will also include a little bit about the depth of the book, whether it's something that you can handle, for just real more surface kind of in the flesh growth, or if it's all the way to super deep, super spiritual, really rooting some things out, or rooting, is it rooted or rooting? Whatever, digging some stuff out that you really need to address at a deeper level, and anywhere in between. Also, I'll talk about if there's a certain season that the book might be better for you in, because, some things are life-changing books because we read the right book at the right time in the right season. It's kind of like the old adage that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I think a lot of times the teacher appears through books. Sometimes it's through people, but a lot of times it's through books. At least for me, I feel like that's one of the number one ways I learn and grow, and why I'm passionate about doing book recommendations, because I love to share what I've learned. I'll also talk a little bit about the, in addition to the content, the depth, the author's style, and the season that it might be right for you in. Just a little bit too about if there's any books that I feel like are comparable or corollary, or ones that, hey, if you love this one, you'll probably love this one kind of thing. So stay tuned for lots of upcoming book recommendations as I share my passion about reading and the things that I've learned, in hopes that it'll help call you in to more freedom and to more of who you are called to be.